Hello, fiber friends. Welcome to another episode of the Knit, Knot, and Weave podcast. My name is Dorothy, and this is a little corner of the YouTube where I share my fibery adventures. And this is an episode that is about Rhinebeck, which is the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. It just happened this past weekend, October 19th and 20th. And without further ado, I'm going to share whatever footage and pictures I took over the weekend with you, and then I will share my haul at the end. So I hope you enjoy all the shenanigans, and I'll see you on the flip side. Good morning, fiber friends. Morning. It is Friday, October 18th. Friday, October 18th. And I need to get ready for Rhinebeck. I thought I would try something different. I thought I would take you guys along with me as I got ready and try a little vlog style video. So let's see what happens. Come along for the ride. Morning, fiber friends. It is Friday, October 18th. This is the Knit, Knot, and Weave podcast. And I thought I would try a little vlog style adventure and take you guys along with me to Rhinebeck. I will try and get shots along the way, along the drive. I'm planning to drive up with my friend Melissa, and I'm meeting 4 friends up there, and we rented a house for the weekend. It should be a very nice, relaxing weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing you guys along with me, and let's get ready for some fibery adventures. We are off to Rhinebeck. Say hi, Mel.
Hi.
Huh?
My hair all this.
Oh, please. We made it! Let me turn you guys around. That's the house we're staying in. So here is the lovely view from our Airbnb right on the lake. A lovely little fire pit that we will make very good use of in the evenings. There's Mel's car. Here is the lovely house. Let's go inside. The living room. Hi, Mel. Dining room. Kitchen. bedrooms. Nice. We have the basement where there's another room. Another full-size bathroom. Second bedroom. Very nice. And our third bedroom. And there's another bedroom downstairs that's got 4 double beds, but we don't need to see that. All right, we are off to the Rhinebeck Festival. Say hi.
Hi. You can read it.
Say hi, ladies. First day for the apple cider donut line. That's a pretty short line for today.
I'll unlock you.
Day one of Rhinebeck is done.
Can we follow you?
Margaret had to buy an extra bag.
They have your thermos.
Now we're heading to dinner. So, see you later. I guess it would have helped if I hit record. I'm like, why can't I just... Rhinebeck, and I think I forgot to bring you guys along for that. Anyway, we're back in Maryland. We're on the expressway because Melissa doesn't want to fight traffic.
For no reason.
She's complaining about all the drivers over there that brake for no reason. So she'll happily pay $1 extra to be on the expressway of the 95 in Baltimore.
These people, stop.
Melissa's having fun yelling at cars. Look, it's daylight again. It is now Sunday night. We have arrived home safely. As you can see, I am getting ready for bed. I will share my goodies with you tomorrow when I get home from work. So I'm going to bid you all a good night. I had a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed all the shenanigans I have been able to share with you thus far. And tomorrow I will share my purchases with you. Good night. Good night. So I hope you enjoyed all the crazy that I have shared with you thus far. There were 6 of us that went up to Rhinebeck this year, and we rented this beautiful house that was right on the lake. It was absolutely gorgeous, beautifully decorated, extremely clean, very well priced, and I'm very happy that we found this house. Friday night, we grabbed a couple of pizzas and just ate in. sort of planned what we were going to do the next day, what time we were going to get up, where we were going to go. We were sharing patterns that we were thinking about, and drinking. I had wine, the girls had bourbons or scotches. I think it was just bourbons that was there. And we knit and chat and enjoyed ourselves. We got up and we left the house at 8 so that we could get to the fairgrounds by 9 and get in line. We wound up being rerouted to the 4th gate, which I've never been through. So I can't remember how many times I've been to Rhinebeck now, but I have now officially entered Rhinebeck through every single gate that is possible to enter the Dutchess County Fairgrounds. Gate 4 is kind of like behind the ground. So it almost felt like we came in through the back. And we were right by the apple cider donuts. So of course the line was much shorter because we were right there. So we made a beeline and we got our apple cider donuts for breakfast. And then we sort of split up into groups, and Mel and I were just sort of walking around, trying to look at the schedule, trying to figure out if there were any events we wanted to try, if there were any events we wanted to go to. Most of the time we just sort of walked around, or we sat up on the hill and did a lot of people watching, a little, ooh, that's a nice pattern. Ooh, that's a nice pattern. And spoke to some folks. We were up there when it was the podcaster meetup. I got to see Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting again, and he gives the best hugs. I got to talk to Ray and Kevin again from Needles at the Ready. Had some good conversations with them, saw Gigi, saw Andrea Mowry, saw a couple of other new to me podcasters, and of course, in the heat of the moment, I couldn't remember their names. Apparently that's how an ADHD brain works. I'm still learning. And we did wind up taking a look we went to 2 booths on Saturday. We went to Fiber Optics. We went to go see the shawls that our friend Patrick designed for Fiber Optics, and we went to look at some of their new colorways, and I bought some of the new colorways. I'm telling you, those samples that they put up in the booths, they get us every time. So we found a lovely shawl that we each liked, and we got yarn to make that shawl. We were not supposed to go buying Saturday, but we did. Then we took a quick hop over to Into the World because Mel wanted to take a look at the show color, because this was the first year that Into the World was having an actual Rhinebeck show color. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, they were completely sold out, and they did not have a sample up in the show color. So Mel didn't get a chance to look at it. And then we just people watched and hung out and had, what did we have for lunch that day? Oh, we had fries and a corn dog. We were just, craving actual fairground food. And then on the way home, I think we left at about 4:30, maybe 4:45. On the way home, we made an order for a deli that was right in, not a deli, a restaurant that was right off of Main Street. So we picked up our dinner and went home, and we had dinner. We had a little show and tell of what everybody bought that day. We did some knitting. We did a little drinking. I had wine. The girls had bourbons. I'm not a big alcohol drinker. For whatever reason, it all tastes the way rubbing alcohol smells. But so I had my wine and I enjoyed it very, very much. And then Sunday morning, we got up. Two of the girls had to go to, I think it was either Yorktown or Yorktown Heights. They had a family event they needed to go to, so they left early in the morning. Mel and I headed out to the fairgrounds at 9. We got there at about 10ish. Actually, I think we left maybe more like 9:15ish, 9:30. We got there about 10. We were still able to get pretty good parking, pretty close. And the other two girls just hung out at the house until they were ready to leave. And what did we do Sunday? Sunday we started shopping. We went into the barns first, not the barns, I'm sorry. We went into the buildings first. I wanted to take a look at Susan's Fiber Shop to take a look at all their spinning wheels and try some out. And then we went shopping. So I'm going to share with you what I bought. Here is my lovely Rhinebeck bag that we got. You can see it's nice and full, and I do have a second bag. So they are in no particular order. I will just bring them out and share them. And if I remember, I will try and share everything that I can about each of them. So the first one is 3 sets of fiber that I picked up from Susan's Fiber Shop. This one is Alk and Me Fiber Art Studio. And this is a 4-ounce braid of Shiniko wool and mulberry silk. And that is not the color. It is not a red. It's not a bright red like that. It's more like a barnish red, like a barn red. But it is super, super soft. I can't remember what. I know Shiniko is a crossbreed of a sheep, but it feels almost like merino. And so this was, what did I say? It was 80% Shiniko wool and 20% mulberry silk. So this will be fun. I kind of tried to get colors that I don't already have in my stash just to broaden my palette, let's say. And I tried to get items that, or fibers that I have not worked with yet or don't have in my stash. So next up was also bought from Susan's Fiber Studio. These are Field Mouse Fiber Arts. This base is called Dormouse. It is 50% Puntas Arenas, 16% baby alpaca, 16% llama, and 17% tussa silk. Actually, all 3 of those were 16.3% to get it more accurate. And this is called, it's an 8-ounce braid, and it's called Firefinch. It's not quite that bright. Oh, that's a little bit better. So it's a lovely mix of, it almost reminds me of like chocolate covered cherries. Feels lovely. And this is a color that is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but I was still attracted to it. Again, this is another braid from Field Mouse Fiber Arts, and it's 70% BFL, 30% Tussa Silk, and it is called, I think it's Copper Sunbird. Isn't that pretty? So what looks like orange here is really more of a goldish yellow. I don't know why it's coming up orange on there. But it's more of a goldish yellow. I don't think that's black. I think that might be a really dark navy or dark purple, along with some magenta. So I thought that would be neat. I have no idea what any of these braids are going to turn into. I mistakenly went with no real plans I had some plans in mind. I knew I wanted to try and look at, back up. I knew I wanted to look at some natural fibers because there is a pattern by Isabella Kramer that my girlfriends and I were looking at the night before, and I want to make that, and I can't remember the name of the pattern off of my head, but I will put a picture of it up here. And so that was really the only thing I had in mind that I was going to look at. But we went to Fiber Optics, and the two colorways that I wanted to go and look at were Black Magic and Blaze. Blaze is a heavily, well, you'll see it in just a minute, but those were the two I wanted to go and check out. So I did wind up picking up 2 skeins of Black Magic on their cashmere base, which is so pretty. And I have decided that I am going to use this in a colorwork sweater. I will put a picture up here of the 2 colors I'm thinking of using with it. I didn't buy them there because I figured they're solid colors. I could always buy it off their website. And when I am ready to make the sweater, whatever sweater it will be, that's when I'll order that yarn. But aren't these stunning? There was no way I couldn't. These I bought the first day. I broke my my plan, and I did buy Saturday. And this is what I bought. These 2 and the next set I'm going to show you. So after that, we started looking at the samples that they had up, and they had this beautiful shawl. It's called Killer Queen Shawl. I don't remember the designer, but I will put a picture of the pattern up here, and I will put the name of the designer down here. And they made it with their Blaze, with 2 skeins of the Blaze colorway and about a skein and a half of a gradient that they had. But I didn't go for the gradient. So this is Blaze. And I had to, this is not a color I would have bought on without seeing it, because I didn't know if there was a, there's some orange in here, but there's so many other colors in here as well. But I didn't want anything that was too heavily orange. So I picked up these 2. And then when I saw the pattern, I picked up these two to go with it. And this colorway is Beryl. I think that's going to make a stunning shawl. Don't you think that's going to look great in the Killer Queen shawl? Oh, I can't wait. I really want to cast this on. But I have Christmas knitting I have to finish. And something I learned at Maryland Sheep and Wool, something I learned at Rhinebeck, is that apparently Fiber Optics does have lot numbers for their dyes. I didn't realize that. So you see those numbers down there? I guess that's their way of dye lotting. I'm guessing what it is they were all the same skeins that were in a pan and dyed at the same time, so that at least the colors would match somewhat. Not that they're going to look exactly alike by any means. But, and this was all I had. Whoops! Runaway skein. This was what I had purchased Saturday. Fiber Optic gets me every time. So Sunday, when we went back, Mel wanted to go to not Fiber Optics. Mel wanted to go to Into the World, because we did talk to, what is his name? Sam? Is it Chris and Sam? I can't remember, but it's one of the dyers. He does all of the dyeing of the fiber, and I believe it's his wife that does all the dyeing of the yarn. but he had told us Saturday that they would have some more of the show color put out Sunday, but there wasn't a whole lot. And of course, by the time we got there, it was all gone. But so she went to Into the World while I went and checked out Feederbrook Farm. And I got just a few things there. I had a lovely, lovely conversation with the owner. I think her name was Amy, about yarn dyeing and doing shows and how you got into it, and how much you would bring, and things like that. And she was very, very forthcoming, very, very knowledgeable, and it was really nice for her to just sit there and share with someone she doesn't know. So the first thing I picked, oh, and this skein I picked up Saturday as well, because I saw it, and it's their Feederbrook Farms has mill ends that they put out at their shows every time. And I saw this mill end, and actually somebody had it in her hand, and she had two different mill ends. And I asked her, I said, where did you get that skein? And she's like, well, I got it from right there. And she pointed to one of their bins. She goes, but this is the last one. I'm like, okay. And I said, well, and I heard her debating it. And I said, well, if you don't want it, please don't put it down. Just hand it to me. And I sort of hung around just to see. And she was hemming and hawing and talking to her friends. And all of a sudden she turned around and she said, here, I'm going with the other color. So I took it and I said, are you sure? She's like, yes. I said, okay, well, I'm not asking you another time. It's mine. But this is what I bought. I love all those bright colors mixed in with the black. Now this little piece right here doesn't go with it, but I guess they added it to make it so that the mill end was exactly 500, and I don't remember what it was, 520 yards or something like that. But I figure I could still make something even without this little portion here. That's still a substantial enough amount to probably make a shawl, or at least a shawlette, a little bit larger of a shawlette. And then when we went back Sunday, they put out some more mill ends, and I saw this beautiful range of purples and blues. And that just called out to me. And I mean, for the price that they put on their mill ends and for the amount of yardage, you can't be beat. And then I went and took a look at their braids, because their braids were only $10. And I got two in this colorway. I wanted to get away from my reds and purple and blues, so I wound up buying a pretty greens and blues, but more green. And these are, I believe these are 100% BFL. And then I found this one. This one is, I think he said it was I remember him saying there was silk in it, but I can't remember what else. Maybe merino. It's not labeled. But this is very similar in style to the Cordell that I shared with you guys last time, where the colors go all the way down through the braid instead of splotchy like this. So this will probably be, again, spun from the fold. And then we were not going to go to Miss Babs, because I have so much Miss Babs in my collection that I didn't need any more, until I spotted one of their colorways, one of their show colors. And I was just like, ooh, I need to go take a look. Isn't that pretty? kind of reminds me of Washington, D.C. when the cherry blossoms bloom. So she called this one Sweater Weather. So I bought a skein in Putnam, which is a superwash merino and nylon. So that's a nice sock. I purchased one in a Yowza Mini. I thought that would make a nice hat for someone in the family. And then I couldn't resist. I bought it on the Estrella base, which is her sparkly base. And this is going to be a shawl, probably a Be Simple shawl is what I'm thinking of. And then I came across Gardener's Organic, and I saw this. This was a special, a limited edition, and it is 100% Cotsworth, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Oh, yeah, you can actually. You can see it against. It's got a nice halo to it. So this is a fingering weight. There's a story on the back. Let me get my glasses and I'll read you the story. Story: worsted spun to reflect the heritage of the historic Cotsworth breed. This golden white tone is uniquely available in Sidonia for the first time. Small batch worsted spun at our mill in West Wales. It's a single flock, high welfare, organic Cotsworth wool sourced from the heart of the Cotswold. So it's 100% Cotswold. It's 219 yards for a 50 gram, and it's fingering weight. I thought that would make a nice shawl to test out this yarn and see what it does. It actually, for a long, I believe Cotsworth is a long wool. It actually does feel, it's not as soft as merino or the Shanico, but it's definitely not as rough as, say, Icelandic wool. So, and who knows, I may wind up dyeing those two before I knit them up. And then I was talking to the vendor, and I can't remember her name, but I think I could listen to her all day. Her beautiful Scottish or Wales accent. And I was asking her if she had any sport weight, because the sweater that I want to make by Isabella Kramer required sport weight. And she didn't have any in the booth, but she said they were getting ready. They have some coming from the mill soon. And she said it was called Sample 2. So she had a box of minis. So I just went, shopping through them. And I just happened to find several minis. Oh, that's a 1. So I found these 4 minis that are in her sport weight. And I thought with 4 minis, I could at least probably make fingerless gloves to test out the yarn and see what it is and see what my gauge would be if it's good, if I use the same needles that are required in the sweater pattern. And then they had these, which are 2 number 1s, which she said is their fingering base. And then I saw these blues and teals in there, and it's their Petland base, which is organic Romney lamb's wool. So I picked up 2 of these in the teal and 2 of these in this like navy blue. It's actually darker than what this is darker. Actually, they're both darker than what they're showing up on screen. And so none of these are superwash. These are all non-superwash wools. And that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see what some different bases, how they would feel, and whether I'd be able to wear them against my skin. I do have not sensitive skin, but it definitely have a sensory issue, I guess. If it's too itchy or scratchy, I can't wear it against my neck. But she feels that the number 2 would not be like that. So finding these minis will be so that's maybe that's what I should do. I should probably make a cowl with these minis. Just talk myself into that, and then if I could see if it'll actually be okay to wear around my neck. So that is the end of my, not my purchases, but the end of this bag. And then also while I was at I can't even say that. I'm going to butcher it. Garthenor. They had their 25th birthday pin, limited edition. So I picked that up. I thought it was cute. So I'm going to put these all back in my bag, and I will be right back to share with you my other bag. Okay, I'm back. So my next stop, I shouldn't say my next stop because I have no idea what order I'm going into. One of the booths I did want to stop at was Bare Naked Wools, because they're again another vendor that uses natural wools and non-superwash. And I wanted to see what they had in a sport weight, again for the Isabella Kramer. And I found this. It's Fin Dandy 3-ply Sport. So it's 100% Fin sheep wool. It actually feels nice. This color is called Wolf. It's a very pretty light gray. And she showed me a hat pattern, Crazy Dog hat or something like that. So I may make either a hat or a little scarflet with this just to try it out and see. And if I like it, maybe this will be my Isabella Kramer sweater. It actually is very nice. And I believe she, why can't I think of, brain work. The female that is behind the Bare Naked Wool line is also a designer, and for the life of me I can't think of her name, but she was so helpful. She took her time and explained the different breeds and you know, shared all her wools with me, the different kinds, how she, you know, how they feel, what they do, because you know, some of these, they tend to really plump up when you wash them or wet set them, whatever, when you're done with your knits. And so she shared with me which ones those were and how they worked. And I think that's another reason why I really enjoyed going Sunday. I felt like the vendors had more time to share their knowledge with you and be a little bit more helpful than they would have on a Saturday where it's just crazy busy. So I'm looking forward to making something with this and testing out that, because I have never worked with Fin wool before. If you have, let me know what you think of it, because this is new. Then I went by Loop and I saw that they had bumps, so I took a look at their bumps, or their bullseyes, whatever they're called. Bullseye bumps. And I was torn between 3 different colors. I was trying to get, like I said, something different that's not really my wheelhouse. But the other ones just weren't speaking to me the way this one was. Isn't that pretty? So the concept behind this the way this is packaged is that basically you're pulling from the center, and you just keep pulling from the center, and eventually you'll go through all the colors, and then you'll do a probably a 3-ply, not a 3-ply, a chain ply to make a 3-ply yarn, and then you'll keep the color gradient. And this is a mix of merino, angelina, and nylon. And it is 4.8 ounces. So I don't know if it's a super wash or not. Maybe I'll contact them and find out if it is, because those would be neat socks if I could spin that thin. I'm still working on it. And then while I was in the Loop booth, I took a look at their yin yang yarns, which are really neat if you have not seen them before. So the concept behind the yin yang is they are kind of like a barber pole, but they use 2 colors, and they'll make one, like if you had a red and a blue, it looks like it's a 3-ply. Let me see, does it say? No. So I'm guessing it's probably, yes, it's a 3-ply. So if you had purple and yellow, let's say, one skein would be 2 strands of the purple and 1 strand of the yellow, and then the other skein would be the invert of that, 2 skeins of yellow, two plies of yellow and 1 ply of purple. So I saw these 2 up there, and you can't really, I don't know if you're really going to be, oh, there you go. You can barely see them. But I thought these 2 colors were neat together. And then I found this one. And that one really goes with this one. So I was thinking maybe a 3-color shawl with this. But they had lots of sweaters that they had samples of knit up in this yarn, and it really does make a neat looking sweater when it's, especially when you have like the real high contrast yarns like this mixed together. So this will definitely be some sort of a 3-color shawl, unless I happen to find a short sleeve top pattern that I like, but probably a 3-color shawl. And then next year I might be getting a sweater's worth, who knows. And a few other things to share that are non-wool related, but you will always see at festivals. We picked up some soap. This one was, the vendor was Periwinkles at Rhinebeck. And I picked up milk, oatmeal milk and honey. And then this one is called Witch's Brew. Oh, I love this one. This one has, let me see if I can share what oils are in here. Essential oils of orange, patchouli, cinnamon leaf, clove, nutmeg, cedarwood, frankincense. So it's a very, you can definitely smell the patchouli and the orange. Very nice. And this one just has vanilla essential oil. Yummy. And then Saturday night when we were doing our show and tell at the house, my friend Margaret had picked up some soaps from a different vendor. And I really, really liked the way one of them smelled. So I found that booth Sunday. And I picked up a few more bars of soap. And so this is Maggie's Farm. This is her goat milk soap. I picked up one that's in pink grapefruit. Love the smell of grapefruit. I love eating grapefruits too. And then I picked up 2 in this color, in this scent. It was called Cinnamon, Orange, and Cloves. And, oh, I had to get this one. And the fact that they're all made with essential oils means it won't trigger my migraines, which is always good. I can't do anything that has a imitation, a fragrance in it, because something in the way that they're made triggers my migraine. So I can't do that. But essential oils, so far I have found, of the scents that I like, none of them trigger my migraine. So that's good. And then the very last thing I have to share, I got from Cottontail Farms. I bought these cute little sheep needle stoppers. And then I bought a few sheep stickers for my water cup or my laptop. I haven't decided which one's going to go where. This one's definitely going to go on the laptop since it's long. And this one goes up and down. This will probably wind up on my water bottle. Well, folks, that is all of my Rhinebeck purchases that I have just shared with you. I wasn't planning on buying this much. And some people may say I haven't bought enough. Some people will say I bought too much. I think I'm pretty good that I have plans for several of the yarns that I've purchased. So that's off to a good start. And I will be sharing all of those with you in future episodes. So on that note, I will say good night, as I need to go up and get ready for work tomorrow. And I will see you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao. Love you guys.